and he and Sheila and Joelle had eaten a meal there and found the food to be both palatable and nicely presented. He remembered those days of searching, of weighing the aesthetics of various homes, and thought of how naive the three of them had been. None of that mattered to Mara. Very little mattered to her anymore. Liam walked up the pathway from the parking lot to the home, and Sam tottered toward him as he neared the bench. The cutest child on earth, Liam thought, not for the first time. Sam was small for his age, a doll-like 14-month-old little boy, with curly blonde hair that was certain to darken as time wore on, and Mara's dark eyes and fair skin, which would always need protection from the sun. Sam wore a constant smile. He had no idea that his birth had brought about such tragedy. Liam hoped that somehow he'd be able to protect his son from making that connection, at least until he was much, much older. When he walked quickly like this, filled with excitement at seeing Liam, Sam looked as though he might topple over at any second. Sometimes he did, but this time he made it all the way to Liam without a hitch. Bending over to pick him up, Liam planted a kiss on his cheek, breathing in his scent, which was all too quickly changing from baby to little boy before settling him into his arms. He knew Sam would only remain there for a moment. Sam loved his newfound skill of walking, and Liam missed the closeness of holding him for more than a minute at a time. It was going to be hard to let go of his son, bit by bit over the years, as his development demanded. There were days when Liam felt as though Sam was all he had left in the world. "We had such a wonderful day," Sheila said, standing up from the bench and brushing a lock of blonde hair away from her face. The warm breeze blew it back again, along with a few other wayward strands. In the sunlight, Liam could see the subtle crow's feet at the corners of Sheila's eyes, reminding him that she had turned 60 the week before. She'd had a facelift at 55, and while she was a stunning woman, her skin smooth and barely lined, there was something in her face that told her age. Only in the last year had he noticed that. Everyone involved in Mara's care had aged. Sheila, Joelle, Mara, himself. This year had stolen something from each of them. "Oh yeah?" Liam sat down on the bench. "What did you do today, Sam?" he asked, and Sam squirmed to get out of his father's arms and back on the sidewalk without answering. Sam was not very verbal yet, still speaking in 1- or 2-word sentences, but ever since discovering his legs, he'd been impossible to keep still. Liam didn't know how Sheila kept up with him all day. Liam watched his son as he explored one of the light fixtures that lined the sidewalk near the ground. Sam banged it with the flat of his hand, as though trying to make it do something, and Liam turned his attention to his mother-in-law. "How are you doing, Sheila?" he asked her, and she smiled. "He's my world, Liam," she said, nodding toward Sam. "He's the joy that helps me deal with the sorrow. I don't know what I would do without him." Liam nodded. He understood completely. Standing up, he held his hand out to Sam. "Let's go see Mom," he said, and Sam tottered over to him, slipping his tiny hand into Liam's. The foyer was bright from 2 huge skylights overhead, and the place smelled truly clean without being antiseptic. It was actually Joelle who had first recommended this nursing home to him. He remembered her sitting at the desk in her tiny office, tears running down her cheeks, as she called around looking for the best place for Mara. It had been a terrible day, a giving-up day. After 4 months in the intensive care unit of the hospital, a short coma, 2 surgeries and a fruitless stint in rehab, Mara's doctors had said they should begin looking for a home. He'd felt paralyzed at first, and Joelle had taken over. There was rarely a day that he had walked into this building without thinking of her with silent gratitude. Mara's room was at the end of the hallway, where he had insisted she be placed because the room possessed